What's going on? What's going on? Facebook, Coach Derica here, doing another live video. Have a special guest coming on today here very, very shortly. Let me actually go ahead and tag her to give her time to get herself situated and get on here. Hope you guys are. The business never stops. We still keep going. We still keep moving. Okay, got her tag. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. Goodness gracious, my phone just went da da da. Okay, so LaDonna, I see you. Give me just one moment. You guys, you see the title of this live? It's talking about having excuses. Okay, I'm bringing on someone who has all the on why she should give up, why she should quit, but she has endured, she has persevered, and she has just continued to reap the benefits. God is definitely good. I'm going to bring her on now because I actually want her to talk to you about what she has experienced since joining the common sense theory movement, and just also too how petty the, and also how you really have to learn how to bob and weave, how to deal with things when stuff comes at you, and know that as you're on the path to greatness and being surrounded by people who want the best for you, the enemy is always going to come in and try to he's going to come in and try to destroy your happiness, and he's going to try to take your joy. The joy is not for him to take because it doesn't come from him. It comes from the Lord. So I'm going to bring LaDonna on here on today, and I want her to talk to you guys about the things that she has since joining the I Choose to Live Common Sense. Adding her now. Come on, LaDonna, and talk to the people. They need to hear from you today. All right, it says it's adding her. Connecting. Hey,
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So LaDonna, let me go ahead and introduce you guys. You guys, this is LaDonna. She is actually in my organization. Uh-oh, I think we lost her again. Hold on. Let me bring her back on camera. Uh-oh. LaDonna, you have to probably request to join again. I'm not sure what just happened. There we go. Let's see if we can get you back on here.
Okay, I thought I had lost you for a second.
Okay, so you guys, I'm just smacking on this gum. This is LaDonna Moses, and I am super happy to have her on here. She is part of my organization. She also went through the boot camp that Rosin and myself did well over a month ago, and she was one of our superstars. LaDonna is definitely a person. She is a perfect example of someone who has enough excuses in her book to quit, but she has kept going. And one thing I love about LaDonna is LaDonna will reach out and say, "Hey, look, I need some help with this. I'm struggling with this. I don't know how I'm going to be able to do this and handle all this." But she takes it and she keeps going and she keeps going. So LaDonna, I want you to introduce yourself, and I want you to tell them about, your children, you're a wife, you're a mother, you're young, you got so much going on. Talk to them a little bit about, some of the things that you've gone through, with your parents, with your son, just with everything. Go ahead and talk to them about it.
This year has been a year, I have to say, been a blessed year, regardless of all the, trials and tribulations I have been through, especially with my son. My son has a major testimony. He's only 2 years old. And so I remember around January, I told myself, I said, I refuse to punch a clock again in another year. And so I was still working at a daycare center out there in Atlanta, which is like 45 minutes from where I stay. So commute was definitely a lot for me, having to catch a public express bus, going and coming and in the rain, and it was just a lot. So I did not want to have to go through that again in another year, especially having a young son. My son has been going through health challenges since the time he was 8 months old. Like I said before, he's 2.5 now. And we had a major scare in March of this year where I had to end up quitting my job because he was hospitalized. His first major asthma attack, he was hospitalized. And so, with COVID going on and everything, we did not feel comfortable with him going to another daycare center. I did not feel comfortable with me going to another daycare center working anywhere either. So we decided that we're going to step out on faith. I'm going to quit my job and stay home with my child, which is a blessing in that because now I was able to put my focus on him with his development, not realizing that he had developmental delays. So I had to put him in speech therapy, and now we're getting him tested for autism. So it's been a lot going on with him. But at the same time, I was working with paparazzi at the time, and money was not coming the way I wanted to come. And we're still unemployment, and we just wanted to make sure that bills being paid and everything. So thankfully, with prayer and everything, by May of this year, I started drinking the Drink to Shrink. I was introduced to it by Kingsley. And so I wanted to lose weight and everything. And so I tried it and lost about 5.6 pounds my first week. And in my second week, I lost 10.2 pounds. So, I kind of played around with it. I didn't take it really serious. But it wasn't until August 11th I got back on it. And I really took it serious then where I was just losing weight like crazy. And so he asked me, he said, "Why don't you go ahead and start selling the drink? You're a good entrepreneur. You can go ahead and make it happen." So I had to build my confidence up because I was never really, I'm not much of a salesman. So, so being able to sell something that I wasn't really sure of, I just had to step out on faith and believe God that this was definitely purpose for me. And he put the right people in my life to speak life into me, to tell me, hey, you can do this. You can make it happen. Speaking my affirmations daily, knowing how to speak affirmations. I never spoke affirmations a day in my life until I got into Drink to Shrink. So I am so happy and grateful about that. Being able to see my life turn around from making pennies on paparazzi to now making $6,000 in Drink to Shrink. It's been amazing. So this program has really not only been a blessing to my life, been a blessing to my mom's life. My mom, got a little ill back in June, and with COVID and everything, we wasn't able to see her in the hospital. And I said, never again will she go through this. I gotta get her into the Drink the Street program. She gotta lose the weight. She gotta get herself back together. And now she's lost weight. She's feeling good. She's doing well. I have a cousin who said she never lost weight in a very long time, in years. She put testimonials up in my group saying that she's been losing weight. So Drink the Shrink has been a big major blessing, common sense theory, everything. So it's been great.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And LaDonna, you also had some issues, if you don't mind me sharing, with your dad too, right? That was a scare for you. And that could have been enough for anyone to say, I can't do this. I quit. I just can't. This isn't a good time for me right now. And then with the scares that you've dealt with your son, that was another reason why a lot of people would have said, I just can't do this right now. I'm just going to put this on the back burner and I'm just going to focus on this right now. But I think what a lot of people don't understand is a lot of times the very thing that they're putting on the back burner could be the very thing that'll be able to help them out of that situation if they could just separate things that they cannot control from things that you can control. And that's what I love about you, is that you realize I that my heart and my concern is with them, but I know ultimately that this right here, I can control this. I can work this. So I'm going to take all that energy and I'm going to go ahead and apply it and work this business like nobody's business and make this money and help these people. All the while, I know that they're getting help over here. How hard was it for you to do that? Because I know a lot of people would have just threw in the towel and they would have quit. Oh, that's my baby. That's my dad. That's my mom. I can't do this right now. I'll get back with you in a month or so when all this is over. How hard was it for you to do that? And what was the turning point that made you realize I have to keep pushing?
Yeah, the turning point was, in my family, we deal with hypertension pretty strong in my family.
Hmm.
And so that one particular time when my dad told me his blood pressure was, pretty high, It was a turning point to help me to realize that this business is not just for me. I'm not just in it just for the money. I'm here to stop this illness that's tackling on my family, on myself, on my husband, on my husband's parents. It's just I feel like it's a we gotta get rid of this illness thing. And I feel like drink the shrink is the thing to help it, and the herbs that's in the drink the shrink, it helps it, keeping everybody on a clear path on how to properly eat, how to take care of themselves, how to move their stress. My mom loving the coffee because it gives her, mental clarity, and that's why I'm in the business. I love the money, and I do, but I'm also here to say, hey, we got to stop this illness that's tackling on my family.
Wow. So for you, you had to realize, you know what? I'm troubled by what's going on with my family's health right now. But I know that I can help them better by staying focused and continuing to work this business and let God do what God does best. I'm not a doctor, so I can't fix them. But what I can do is I can offer this drink to shrink to them. I can offer this drink to shrink to other people because I know that not just me, but other people are there's so many families who are just riddled with all these different health issues, right? So many
Hmm.
different families, especially our community. You got diabetes, you got high blood pressure, you got cancer, you got strokes, you got all these cardiovascular issues that people are dealing with. And I think a lot of times people think that it's just about the money, but it's really not just about the money, because every person that gets on this has an opportunity to really change their health, because at the
Yes.
end of the day, we all have a purpose, we all have a destiny, we all have a responsibility that God created us to fulfill. It's up to us whether or not we're going to fulfill it or not. And one thing that I really love about the drink to shrink and the other products that we offer is that it is changing people's life. So when you couple the drink to shrink with what it does for the health and what it does for the body, then you got the common sense theory and what it does for the bank account. You got the total package. You got the total package. So I've seen you, you talked about paparazzi. You said you was kind of struggling with it. It wasn't really doing what you, but you needed a change. You didn't just need a money change. You needed a health change, right? So you making the decision to keep going, you've been able to help not just your family, but also other people as well too. Had you have given up, had you have said, no, I got to think about it for a minute. No, I'm going to wait. No, I'm going to do this. No, I'm going to do that. You wouldn't have been able to do that. And I think a lot of times people don't understand that when you stall out and you decide to wait, you're making someone else miss their blessing. You could be the
Hmm.
very person that could be responsible for changing somebody else's life. No, this ain't for me. No, I don't want to do this. I don't think I can do this. You don't have to worry about that. We got you. We'll show you how to do this. You just get this stuff in the hands of people that you know that need help. And that's what you're doing. And that's what so many of us in the common sense theory are doing. It's not just about money. Of course, we like the money. We like the money. The money's paying the bills. The money's putting presents under the Christmas tree. The money's getting our kids what they want. The money's building houses, paying rent, doing all these other things. But at the end of the day, we're also doing that by helping people. And that's what it's
Hmm.
about. We're here to serve. And so we're doing that through serving other people. And LaDonna, you are always one of those people that has always been willing to help. You've always been willing to lend out a helping hand and be there. You show up, you do whatever you have to do. And I'm super, super proud of you. So let me ask you a question. If you was to speak to the mother or the wife or just anyone honestly who was dealing with a lot and had a lot on their plate, and who maybe was watching this video now or later and who was contemplating whether or not they should relaunch or whether or not they should get started, what would you say to them about the people that they would potentially bless if they got out of their own way? What would you say to them to get them going, to get them started? What would you need to hear?
Well, the first thing is making sure that there's a connection between you and God,
Mm,
because understanding that you cannot do anything without Him.
amen.
There was plenty of times where I wanted to throw in the towel and wanted to give up. There were plenty of times where I didn't feel like getting up in the morning and doing things. But I realized that if I don't do it if I don't post, if I don't put it out there, somebody's going to continue to go through what they're going through. And
Wow.
somebody is praying every day. Is one person praying a day saying, Lord, please heal me. Lord, please, guide me to that right thing that I need. Lord, please provide for my family. And the answer is in our post. Whether we
Wow.
post it for common sense theory, whether we post it for drink the shrink, the answer is in our post. And so if we give up, we don't realize that we're actually stopping other people's blessings. We're actually stopping them to get into where they need to get to. And
Wow.
so, realizing that it's not about us, it's not about us. Yes, we love the money. Yes, we love the products, but at the point, it's not about us. It's about helping the other people. And so, I love hearing testimonies from others that saying, "Hey, I've lost weight. Hey, I feel great. I feel energy." I had one person tell me, I didn't really lose much weight, but the way I feel right now, I would take it.
Mm.
And so that is what helps me to keep going, to keep pushing. Yes, my son goes through certain things. Yes, we go through certain things in our health, but at the same time, God blesses us when we bless others. And the way we
Wow.
bless others is doing what we got to do to put it out there. It's up to them to see it. It's up to them to say, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and tackle it.
Mm-hmm.
People told me several times before, I've been seeing your posts for a while, but I think I finally decided wanted to go ahead and purchase now.
Mm-hmm.
They see it. They just have to get that momentum to say, "Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and get it."
Right.
So it's gonna be okay. You have to relax. You have to take one thing, one day at a time, and just step out on faith and just know that God's gonna take care of the rest.
Wow. That's powerful. That's powerful. That is really powerful. And like Coach E said, the answer is in the post. It really is. It really is because there's so many people who's praying for an answer and who's praying for a change in their life, whether it's their bank account or their body. And because of the fact that I think people put this limitation on their prayers and what they and how they expect God to show up. So when he shows up on Facebook in a post, or in a group on Facebook in a post, or on Instagram in a post, they're like, oh no, this can't be God. How do you know it's not? How do you
Mhm.
know it's not unless you try it? You see what I'm saying? So I think a lot of times people like to overlook things like this because they have an ideal of what it should look like, of what the answer should look like, of what the blessing should look like. You're not going to wake up one day and just say, I'm rich. You're not going to wake up one day and just say, I'm healed, I'm healthy, all my problems are gone. There may be a little bit of work that you're going to have to put into getting to that. But if you turn down all the blessings that God keeps sending you and all the opportunities, you never know who is brought into your life for that very reason, to introduce you to what it's going to take for you to be able to have the change you've been praying for, or to be able to bless someone else. Because again, that is what it is about. It's about blessing other people. So our job, LaDonna, Cochise, Roslyn, and everyone else watching, our job is to get that post, to get that message out. We get all these texts and stuff. Have you heard the good news? I have heard the good news. It's called the common sense theory movement, because that is some good news. That's a type of movement that everybody needs to talk about. You know what I mean? And the thing is that when you talk about the good news, they get the whole package over here, because we are some
Mhm.
believers over here, right? We believe in God. We know that this is impossible without Him. So you're going to get the good news. You're going to get all of it. Okay. And that's what I love about our community and the culture that we have created. We're not cliquey, right? We're not snobs. We're not stuck up. Nobody over here is better than nobody. We are down to earth. We work hard. We run our business, we help people, and we do whatever it is that we have to do, just like other people do. But we want to make sure we believe that our effort should count. What we do
Mhm.
should count. And I think a lot of us have gotten to the point where we realize that we're not going to get to where we're trying to go working at 9 to 5. There's so many testimonies I'm seeing coming out of the common sense theory movement where people are actually quitting their job, donating their job back to the economy for somebody else who believes that that's the only way. And I'm not knocking jobs, don't get me wrong, okay? But I believe that if you just keep getting the same paycheck over and over again, you're only going to be able to get so far. That's the
Mhm.
definition of insanity. So when you get to the point where you decide to be just a little bit different, kind of crazy, because see, we crazy over here. We crazy. We crazy enough to believe that we can take his word literally. We are crazy enough to believe that we actually can be successful. We're crazy enough to believe that we actually can be healthy. We are crazy enough to believe that we can show somebody else, and then they can show somebody else, and then they can show somebody else. That's the kind of crazy we are over here. And when you see all these crazy testimonies coming out, and you see all these crazy interviews coming out, trust and believe. This is all truth, baby. This is all truth. Make it up for what? For what? The truth don't need no help. So our job is to get the truth out, to get the good news out, to let you know that if you're looking for an answer, okay, if you're looking for a change, if you're looking for a way out, I would suggest that you take a look at the common sense theory movement, because you could very well experience a total change in your life if you just say, show me the video. So if you're ready to see the video, no matter whose platform you're watching this on, I would suggest you put in the comments or directly inbox the person, show me the video. There is still time left to make 10K by Christmas. All right. So those of you watching, hashtag 10K by Xmas, 10K by Xmas, because there is still time to experience a shift and a change in your life before 2021 comes in. There's still time. So stop waiting. Your Christmas could be so much better and so much brighter if you just get out your own way. LaDonna, thank you so much for joining us. Your testimony is powerful. I know you're going to continue to change a lot of lives. Go ahead and close us out and just give us a word. Just give a word to the people and close us out.
To that one person that's trying to figure out if it's the right move for me to make, I dare you to go ahead and seek God and tell God what you want. And God put it right here in this spot right now for you, just for you. And so if you say, hey, I want to make more needs this, my family needs that. Stop struggling. God is not calling you to struggle. He put this right here in this season just for you. So go ahead and tackle on this. If you got to borrow money just to, make that $39 or that $79 package price, go ahead and do it. Make it happen. But no more excuses. God don't move by excuses. God don't move by emotion. So you got to move out on faith. This is a faith move. I had to make the faith. I had to move out on faith, and now here I am right now. I'm gonna make my 10,000 by Christmas. There's no
Amen.
excuse. God is more powerful than that. I have
Amen.
learned now how to challenge God and say, "Hey, God, I want this, I want that," and make it big. Stop thinking as a small mindset. No more thinking small. Think big. Tell God what you really, really want, and go after of it. Nothing that God gives you, He's just going to give you. You got to work for it. So
Mm.
if you really want it, you have to work for it. We're here to support you. Everyone in this group is here to support you. If you say, hey, I really want to do it, we're here to support you. We have trainers that were here to actually support you, but you have to move out on faith. You can't continue to stay stagnated where you are right now. You have to move.
Wow. You heard her. You heard her. You have to move. This is a faith movement. So do what you got to do. Don't let $39, don't let $79 stop you from moving out on faith, because the God that we serve, he's bigger than any of those numbers we just talked about. Y'all have a blessed Saturday. And remember, all you got to do is message the person, whoever's platform you heard this on, whether it was mine, LaDonna's, Cochise, Rosin, April, Latrice, whoever you listened to this on. Just inbox them or message them and say, show me the video. That's it. Show me the video. All right, you guys, we're out.